Hello, I am back from lunch. For those wondering, just had some packet noodles. we there now? I was thinking about doing the thing that was on Mythical Kitchen not that long ago, how to make your noodles a bit more satisfying using onions, but in the end I just couldn't be bothered because my lunch break don't have a lot of time. So we can now make a toggle, although I think my saw is about to break, or I don't have a saw anymore. That's an option too. Yeah. So it must have already broken. That's fine. What we'll do is we will chuck a bloom on. This is what I was going to pivot to anyway. And yeah, it's not in my inventory. Fire it up. Hey, hey. So we will turn that into a where's my lantern? My lantern. It's in here. The great thing about getting the Hammer up and running is that I'll be able to make plates easily, which will allow me to make lanterns more easily. So I can start lighting up my base without having to take my lantern from room to room, and without using fat on making oil lamps, because I don't think there is any other recipe for them. Yeah, nah. Ick. Let's grab the anvil. Hammer. There, let's start smacking the slag off. Really nice once this is automated. Ingot. Put straight back down and make a saw blade. remove the excess. Hope at some point there is a way to preserve the excess though. Right now you waste so much. There we go, saw blade. Ooh. An iron saw. So, toggle. 8 planks, well, wooden axle. There's 1 log, 1 fat. Oh, you get 2 axles, okay. Then 8 planks. Hey Groove Monkey, how you doing? 8 planks should let me make the toggle. Toggle. That, and that, and that, this, and that, bit of fat. Whoops. The chisel? It was. Okay, that's the wooden toggle. Where does that go? What's the deal here? I need to pull up that wiki. Vintage story wiki. There. Mechanical power. Toggle. Toggle with the incoming power axle or angled gears must be placed adjacent to the helve hammer base. Like here. Right? The toggle places sideways. Be sure to orient the toggle such that the square frames about the block intended for the helve hammer base. The input axle cannot be placed on the frameless side of this block. Right. The helve hammer base should be placed with the long arm of the triangular support and the crossbeam facing the direction the player intends to place the hammer. Right. Slope sides of the base are the back of the block. Place an anvil 3 blocks away from the base. Oh. Right, but how do you connect it? Need a rotor, which I have, sails, power circuit, the internal system. Was power circuit an item? Few axles and gears. Right. Let's make like... I think I'm probably going to need about 4 gears. Here. So fat wooden sticks. I have 4 of those. Make more axles. How do we... Oh, sneeze. Alright, I lived. How's it going? Rest of my fat. This, and that, and that, and... No? Oh. Might help if that's a hammer instead of a saw. Okay. Hey! Awesome. Glad to have you, Atomic. Yeah, I'm kind of starving a bit here though, so take a second to fill myself up. How are these doing? 13 hours. Yeah, should probably do something with those in a second. Awful lot of meat left to go to waste, so I might actually pivot in an extreme manner right this second. I have some salt. It can be done, and an empty barrel. Just need my lantern. I seriously, every time I say my lantern, I hear my lantern. Weeds don't come back though. Is your brother aware of that? The only thing that causes weeds to grow is grass growing on a block. So you see how this is sparse? There's a chance when this goes from sparse to grassy that that will spawn weeds. Oh, so you like, so it like changes it back to dirt permanently? Ah, right. Yes, the fields, yes. Yep. Roundup, for sure. What is some form of medieval weed killer? Salt? That usually makes the fields unusable for years, though. That is actually a genuinely interesting topic. What was medieval weed killer? Goats. Yeah, I suppose goats are a medieval weed killer. Yeah, goats and manual labour. Lunch was serviceable, it was just some packet noodle. Well, we already do have goats of a sort. We have wild sheep, which are basically geep or shoats. And you can, in fact, domesticate them. But I don't think there is any way to turn them into labour animals. Push mower. Getting real techie up in here. Well, you could make a push mower out of iron. And bronze, to be fair, but I don't think there was push mowers made of bronze. Take these with me. What? I'm putting them in the wrong... Right. Where's my salt? Here it is. Yeah, I mean, you absolutely could. And I'm not, trust me, I'm not somebody who's going to be like, invention authenticity. It cannot be here because this is the wrong time period. Push mowers were only invented in the like 1900s or something like that. No. Push mowers are totally doable with the technology we have in Vintage Story. Exactly. They could have been invented. I mean, iCast does have a point, actually. Scythes are in the game, and they do destroy an area of weeds. But a push mower would be hilarious. Watching the Seraph, like, push the little push mower along. Temporal Roomba. Do it. Do it, I dare you. You won't, coward. I mean, I have used a push mower before. They're actually quite fun. It's hard work on, like, really tough grass, but it's still fun. Don't know if they need bearings, actually. I can't really... My memory isn't clear enough of the time I've used one. I just remember the wheels on it were what drove the spinning blades. And maybe the wheels need bearings? They roll smoothly? Okay, it's been a hot second since I've done a barrel full of meat, but I think it's 1 salt to 1 meat, and the maximum size of the barrel determines, so I think it's 25 and 25. No? More? More! Back the heck off, dude. Salted. Bush. Cured bushmeat. 2 to 1. So, I actually need like 50 salt and 25 bushmeat. Well, fine. Oh, Nycast, that's terrible. I'm sorry. I'm not losing frames over here. I hope your ISP aren't being jerks. Stuff needs to get cooked quick. Hopefully it's 1 to 1. Let's see. Probably not. Never has been. Oh god, Nightcast. Seriously? Man, that is one thing I am so lucky that has always been the case in every place that I've rented, where the tenants control their own services. Yeah. So you need to unequip one of your bags. Skip takes a bag slot. And when you go to put it down, hold control and mouse to it. Control lets you select bag slot. That will let you place it. Oh, that's the linen bag is just because I don't have a 4th leather bag. I was gifted the 3 leather bags by Infern. My pleasure. Yeah, I do like the leatherworking though, but I'm a bit of a glutton in that way. I really appreciate like full, like complete work cycles for preparing like stuff. So you're not just pulling usable leather off a cow. You actually have to engage in the process, or at least a gamified version of the process that gets the end product of leather. That I think, isn't that because there is no wrong state atomic? It's more that the barrel will only respond correctly when you have it right. But yes, I do agree it could use better guidance, even with the guidebook. The guidebook isn't very complete on how you're meant to do that. I've actually found that specific behavior useful for doing the alloys, because you can keep adding nuggets without having to do the math yourself, and it will eventually just say, like, it'll either have the tooltip at the top of the crucible saying you're going to get this amount, or it won't, and that's how you know you have a valid percentage of materials. It's the lazy way of mathing out your alloys. Yeah, so that bushmeat is now going to last a little bit longer, although it won't be able to be used in meals now. You, on the other hand, have 3 days left. I should take this opportunity to make some hefty meat stew. Two, three, four. 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 4. 4 servings of hefty meat stew. Hefty. Not hearty, hefty. This is clog your arteries meat stew. Hey, Lady of Distrust. It's my pleasure. And I totally understand that, I don't know what it is about, the older generation and wanting to subject themselves to the news that they likely already know, which is, world's fucked, it's on fire. That's a good name for it, cardiac arrest casserole. It's a bowl of cack. Thank you for the follow, Forthwest. Oh, 90% of a serving here. Vicious. We got some red meat. A little bit of old school. It's so strange actually cooking meat over a fire at my point in the game. Simply because I'd rather be putting it in meals. Eat your dang vegetables. Well, you know, I could eat my dang vegetables. That would make this go further. But I don't have the fat to seal all the crocs I'd be using. So this way I have 2 fat left and I can fill 2 crocks with hefty meat stew, which is 8 portions of basically a refilled hunger bar. Sorry, fill 1 crock, my bad. Still, that is 4 hunger bars filled right there. How's this doing anyway? 24 days and 1.5 years on that. With that red meat stew with the boiled onion and carrot. Mmm. See, I am at some point gonna eat my dang vegetables, it's just not today. Right now, I am eating porridge and mashed cranberries. So the reason why I have this cobblestone here is because there is a difference between how good your cellar functions with a sealed up cellar and a doored cellar, and if I will gladly show the difference. I make myself a door. So let's look at the difference. We've got a shale cobblestone in here, and we will use something that's going to spoil a little quicker. This is 14.4. If I replace this with a door, it's still a cellar, but it's going to be 12.2. So it's just a little bit better if you seal it up. Once I actually have this base a little more how I want it to be, I'll probably have my long-term storage, which will be fully sealed up. And then I'll have my short-term pantry, which will have the stuff that I'm ready to eat, and that will have a door on it. So I don't have to constantly open and break and replace. Right, now that I'm fed and that situation's all handled, we have a health hammer to get running. So, I think how this works is we put you there, and then we put you here, and then we go Axel. Nope. Doing that. Okay, that works. That. Oh, okay, because it automatically does. Okay. We learning. That's fine. Let's just put an axle there. And we're gonna go and put an axle here. And then like that. Cool. And I'm gonna put another axle here. This is all by the seat of my pants, by the way. I'm not really super familiar with this, and by super familiar I mean this is the first time I've done something like this, so please forgive. Right, and then I should be able to just attach this thing to that. Axle. Sail. Sail. It's spinning. Yes, windmills currently work inside because the wind does not care if there is walls or not. Wooden base needs to be on the toggle. I thought there was something wrong with that. Like... not like that. So how do I combine them? Do I combine them or what's the deal? Oh, so to the left or the right? I did have it right? Okay. Like this. Let me put the sails back on. Oh, you had the highlighted block placement, right? Oh, okay. You mean like this? Aha! And then a half hammer. Haha! Oh. Yeah, you were right. I would need a little more room, didn't you? So that's cool. All we have to do is I have a spare axle. Like that. And this. This. That. Oh, I see. That makes perfect sense. No, it's not strong enough. It did thump twice. At least, so what I was trying to achieve here is I was trying to understand how the, you know, the entire mechanical circuit worked, and I have. So I can now plan for what I actually want to do. Can I give it any more power, Captain? I'm gonna pop this stuff in here. We keep our ladders on us though. Oh, you know what I didn't do? That could have been disastrous. Come here. Nope, that's sealed. Was it you? Yeah. Much better. Right, let's dispose of some of this extra junk. I need to make 3, 2, 4 more skips. No, server. Silly server. We'll do it slower. And then we'll have to do the rounds and take a look at what the traders I know of are offering. Unless this flax has grown between lunch, which I don't think it would have. And the dirt certainly wouldn't have regenerated its potassium. potassium for stamina. The potash. Ah. But you need sylvite for that. And I don't think I've ever seen sylvite. Sylvite and halite. So sylvite appears in halite, and halite is like already hard enough to find as it is. Unless somebody in chat knows a reliable way to find halite. That's what salite is potassium nitrate? Jesus. I guess that makes sense. Saltpeter is potassium nitrate. Then why? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it does have K. It has K. Bone meal has phosphorus and nitrogen. But saltpeter. Oh, yes, saltpeter. Of course. The stuff that I find everywhere and people always like use it to make bombs. But like, I don't want to make bombs, but I can definitely use it for fertilizer. Oh damn, thank you guys. Because I think I already know a source of saltpeter. That I've just left there because I didn't really see any point in it. And if you're wondering why I didn't see a point in bombs, it's because I really don't want to lose that 10%. But I have been told it's really good for quartz when all you're after is silver and gold. Which I believe. Yeah, you should be able to collect bird poo. Game does not have birds yet. It does have butterflies, but not birds. You know what? Don't mind if I do. Should probably leave these until I get back, so I can just make more porridge. They're in my inventory now, so... Alright, this is the old copper mine, which I'm sure there is still copper in there. I only found one node. It is ultra high here, so there will be other copper nodes hiding within the walls. There is also a couple of things. Some black coal in the roof. And... oh, must be broken. I think there was a different kind of metal just in the wall, but it looks like there was only one piece anyway. I think this place has some saltpeter. Somewhere in its depths. Oh, there are chickens, that's true. There's some, but that's not what I was thinking of. By some, I mean 4 pieces. Here, no. But you have to forgive me, I'm a fan of spiral stairs because they're very space efficient. I mean, ladders are even more space efficient, but I hadn't really got onto the ladder game until recently. And that's why this is an old mine. Heard that grumble. Painted. Not too terrible. Ow, how did you hit me? Oh hey, my first temporal gear. I can actually set my spawn now. Hilarious. How long have I been on the server? Okay. Definitely wasn't up there. I think I might have been... Oh, here it is. Ah! Crap, drifter. Can't mess with these dudes though. They will actually destroy me, and I didn't bring my armor. Okay. It was a little bit tense. Hope that's not all just dissolving in this water. That'd be hilarious. You just drop the saltpeter in water and bye. Ah, okay, hello. I mean, I heard you, but I didn't realize you were that close. Cannot risk that anymore. Top up my food. Wow, that wasn't much of a top up, was it? I'll be glad to replenish my farms. I've never been so excited to see a material I thought I'd never have a use for. Hey, Donnie. let's get the heck out of here. He's right by the entrance. Nope. That's a bad idea. Please don't kill me. Bye. Oh, the bad sounds have started. Stability dropped low enough. Dead. Dead. Well, speaking for myself, Donnie, I'm doing very, very well. I have a very sore neck. And considering the corona lockdown in New Zealand, I won't be able to see a physio anytime soon. So I'm just trying to treat it right with tiger balm and soaking in hot water and doing recommended exercises. And that's about all the physio was going to tell me to do anyway. But otherwise, getting a bunch of saltpeter to replenish my farm so I can grow a bunch of flax. I do indeed need a neck massage. That would be glorious. I already got a flatmate to stand on the, because it's not one of those, muscle injuries where it's straight down the middle of my neck. It's actually kind of like on the right hand side of my neck and across my shoulder. I got my flatmate to stand on my shoulder today. Well, not stand on it. They just put their weight, some of their weight on it. And that did a world of good, actually. Oh yeah, Nightcast, how does that work? Ah, come on. Here we go. Oh, so it's like a bean heat sack. Heat pad, sorry. Let's make some more porridge. Well, actually I do have all this meat. So let's have a meat diet for a hot minute here. Ah! Actually I should do the smart thing and leave like half of that behind. No point in letting the whole stack spoil quicker. Yeah, that's pretty smart. I do have some dry beans, I think. Do you think pumpkin seeds would work? Because I definitely know I have a whole bunch of pumpkin seeds. I left my lantern downstairs, didn't I? Every time. Put it down for convenience and then always forget it. You can, but anything in your offhand, I press C. See, my hunger rate is 120%. I take it out, 100%. So putting it on the ground lets me have a tool and a light at the same time. Yeah. So offhanding something, I suppose it's meant to imply your effort is increased. Okay. You're not bad. Getting there, you'd probably do a full crop, but you are. You're terrible. I agree, Nightcast. It should probably be changed to both hands. We'll, with 30%, we'll do it. Like under 40 is what I'm thinking. Oh, at that spot. Can actually double up on spots, which is weird. That's okay. I suppose if you really, really, really need that, you can go for it. I think I've like K'd out a bunch of, potassiumed out a bunch of spots in the field that I'm not going to end up using because I only have so many flax seeds, but is how it is. As well then, what's some other stuff I could definitely use with some more carrots, so let's do some of that. Yeah, that's pretty cute. And soybeans are K, let's do some soybeans. We can get our protein without meat if we need to. And what does pumpkin take? Phosphor. How are you doing for phosphor? Pretty good. So we actually want to grid pattern the pumpkins. They're like Minecraft ones. It's the vine and then the pumpkin grows off the vine. Yeah, because they regenerate faster while fallow, right, Feral? I mean, I could really do some proper crop rotation up here, but as you've seen, I've kind of built it to be more aesthetically pleasing than efficient. Which is a little bit impractical. It's still got practicality to it, but it does mean that I need to be a little more I don't know, mindful of the tile I'm planting things on, rather than just going, I know I put potassium plants there last time. Oh, thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you so much, Psy Guy. Right. So we should get linen a bit more consistently now that I know about potassium. And, well, potassium saltpeter. Now I'm going to put the saltpeter in here because that's where it should live forever and always. Drifters for giving me enough for a piece of twine. I hear you, drifters. I see you, drifters. Hang on, let me do this proper for you guys. Rather than lazy. Some would say efficiently because of the hunger, but also a fallow farm is the only way you can get horsetail if you are not in a temperate region. Because horsetail is the only herb that can grow on outside of World Gen. Only flower that can grow outside of World Gen. Oh, and Saikai, thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime on me. Fallow just means the soil is clear of anything. The farm has fallen fallow. Weedy. Hey. 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 Apparently, 2 sails is enough. I just need very specific wind conditions, which are almost 1 in the X direction. Yeah. I'm gonna, so I've never personally seen this in action, so I'm gonna take the chance to, eat up a bloom here. It's very loud, and as I understand it, that's why you need a break. So that you can't, so that you can turn it off. It's a little bit out of sync, but I love that the toggle is meant to be... And in fact, it's actually backwards, but... So as I understand it, it's actually best to clear the slag yourself and then let it make the ingot. That's the fastest way to have the health hammer do its work. However, I still think it's going to be fun to watch it do its thing, like this. So every time it bops, it's clearing 1 square of slag, I believe. Yep. Which is why you helping is a good thing, because the player can theoretically remove 9 at a time. Actually, let's help it along. That's so slow. It's my nearly broken hammer. Here? Yeah. Alright, buddy, I'll help you out. Right, now you're going to work on the actual ingot itself. Hell yeah. I'm going to make a second one because I've also been told you can do plates with a health hammer, which I am so here for. It will be Lantern Central in not that long. I make bismuth lanterns. Now build the electric furnace. True. True, Saigai. Hang on, let me just get out of the Iron Age. Automation is automation. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to have it. I think I'm actually going to get a lot more use out of the quern, but if this whole plate situation works out. Well, bauxite is a stone in this game, so aluminium is right out. Well, for now anyway. You may need hundreds of tons of stone in order to get a little bit of aluminium. I know some people make use of hoppers, but yeah, I haven't actually seen them myself either. Whoa. Depth perception failed me then. Forge my ingot. Yes. This is so much faster because actually forming the ingot manually is probably the bit that takes the longest. And you absolutely should be able to keep the cutoffs, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. So, we should be able to go plate. Then I'm going to add that. And now you are going to use all of that material to make a plate. Oh yeah, Samuel? Someone's already done that? Is that immersive? I love the server the way it is, so it wouldn't be right to introduce immersive at this point. But I have been keeping my eye on it. Immersive looks really, really good. Like, it's a lot of content, a lot of new content. Yeah, having the Hellhammer make plates is gonna be amazing. Melts into 2 iron ingots. Metal plating, how steampunky. I could use that to make an iron lantern, which I think I might actually, because we do need a new lantern around here. Didn't actually know you could make an iron lantern, so that's nice. Gonna pick a couple of clear quartz, break a candle. Got one down. And wait, oh, red. My brain. So this lantern actually is not quite as good as this lantern. This lantern is amazing because it is gold lined, which makes it so much better. And you can make it slightly better again to a maximum of 13. Oh, 20. My bad. But you can make it slightly better again by making it a gold lined. And that's 18. So, yeah. Must be another 2 from being gold. It's nice to have a second lantern around. The anvil does not have durability. I cannot say for the Hellhammer. Let me take a look. Nope, the Hellhammer is perfectly fine. Oh, and now the windmill is spinning like crazy because there's no effort. While we've got this broken, I wonder if I can turn you around. Don't know whether that did turn it around, I can't remember. Oh, no, it didn't turn it around. But while I'm here, let's see how to make a break. Oh, mechanical. But I wouldn't know what to. I thought it was called a break. Oh, break. Thank you. Axle and acacia log. Oh well, any log. And hammer and chisel. Break. Alright, so that's just an axle. That's cool, but it's got a toggle on it. So if we break you, put you in there, toggle it. Ah! That applies force to the whole unit. Which is hilarious. Because now the windmill can't turn. Which I wonder if in strong enough winds that if you're doing this, that should break the windmill. You can start spinning again. I don't mind. Truly, I don't. There we go. So it only checks so often for wind, which is great. That's beautiful news. It's being server friendly. That's really neat. I really like that. Is there like a mechanical piece that disengages an axle rather than breaks it? Or halts it, I should say? Or do you just have to break it? Right. I wonder if, like, can you imagine your windmill ends up being strong enough that it could apply enough force that simple angled gears would not be able to take the strain and would snap, so you'd have to start replacing it with, like, metal gears. I'm sure that'll come when stuff like steam power and whatnot gets in. But for now, this is very cool. I really like that. That's so rad, just having this little circuit. Well, not necessarily a telescoping axle, but a cuff, right? Like a toothed cuff. I'm sure there's a proper mechanical name for that, where one end of an axle goes in one end and the other end of an axle goes in the other. And by release, and when that cuff is then engaged, it's grabbing both ends of the axle. But when you disengage that cuff, it allows the mechanical side to spin freely, which won't spin the other side. Clutch. Clutch is probably the word I've heard to mean that. I don't know enough about mechanical stuff. I come from a family of engine heads, but like I've never really taken it on board. Anything I do know about like mechanical power and stuff is just through what I've learned in video games, to be honest. No, not slide in and out. Let me engage paint skills here. Oh, that's not how that's spelt. So, right? You have, this is a front face of an axle or something, okay? And this is a two-toothed axle for convenience sake. But then say, like on its side, you have that, right? So that's that on its side, projection. And then you have another one on the opposite side, like that, okay? And so one of these has mechanical power and the other one does not. So this one is spinning and this one is not, and they're not engaged, right? They're not stuck together in any way, they're just sitting there. And then you have a mechanical cuff, which would look like this. Maybe a hinge or something, I really don't know. But like that, right? And that is like this. So that there, and here's its hinge in the back there. So that there clamps down, which would grab both the spinning mechanical axle and the disengaged axle. That's not telescoping. Telescoping is when you have this, and then you have a thing inside of it which telescopes outward. That's telescoping. And this would have pins on the inside, so that it can't go further than that barrier. But it could slip further in, so that when it's fully disengaged, it's like this. That's what telescoping is. Because it's named after a telescope, which is, you know, with the lens on the end. That's a telescope. This is not a telescope. So this bit here is specifically what I'm referring to when I say cuff. You're absolutely right, Serious Creeper, and this is why I'm not an engineer. Oh, sorry, Nightcast. Because you're absolutely right, that would be very hard to attach while spinning. OSHA would definitely not be happy. You have to engage it while the wind is poor. You have to wait for a calm day in preempting a strong wind day. The most pointless device. kind of like an inverse of the toggle, right, Benjamin? Or have a break before it, that's true. Well, an alternative to the break could be still to engage a break temporarily, so a less strenuous form of mechanical stoppage could then take over. But yes, it is intended that the point is to avoid a break. Right. So the telescoping thing you're talking about is the axle would slip into being engaged or not engaged, right? Rather than oh, so is that how so how does a clutch work? Because I heard you saying like plates, two plates against each other. Let's do some internet. How does a clutch work? Someone's probably done an animation. How stuff works. Words, words, words. Show me the dang video. This is just a dude. Where's the animation? No, this is not helpful. This is not immediate input into my brain. I do not feel like I'm downloading information. And the friction transfers the load. Right. That's how I was interpreting what y'all were saying, but so how quickly does that, I guess, wear down the plates to the point of having to replace them? Because that doesn't sound like a sustainable form of and by sustainable I mean, you know, sure, it's probably sustainable over a few years, but brake discs wear out, you know? Yeah, do it, Simuse. Do it, and I'll bring it up on stream. $100K, jeez. They are doing a different job. They're stopping something which is already in motion. Okay, here we go. Here's an awesome gift. Risky click. Ah. So it's actually like a flexible catch. It's not just like two hard straight planes forcing into each other. That is really cool. I love that like, watching this is very mesmerizing, but I love the fact that, like, the force of the clutch engaging actually is providing its own counter force by the flexible plate. Sorry, disengaging. Yeah, so when these two touch, this is engaged, but then when this is pushing down, it's disengaging this. Neat. Neat. You're not as neat. You can sometimes be neat, but you're not as neat. Oh, did you not get to see this, Muse? This is what brought up this discussion in the first place. It's because I'm using this brake, which breaks the entire mechanism, and B-R-A-K, the entire mechanism. So if I turn this off, turn the brake off, after a while this should start going. Although it won't, because the wind is very slow now. Maybe it would if I disengaged the health hammer, but do it. Disengage. Oh, the gift, right. Then, whole mechanism comes to a halt. Which would have been a terrible, terrible thing if, like, the brake was engaged and this was a terrible, terrible storm. So it would just snap your windmill. No one wants a snapped windmill. Or do you? I don't know what you want. Who are you? Why are you in my house? So, I think, I don't know what I want to do. I think I'd probably want to, get some more fat and stuff, because I'm going to need some more axles. Look, man, no offhand. Oh, heck, I didn't even see you had logged in Atomic until just now. Who are you? You're the one that I wanted. I was in browser windows, that's true. I was. I invited you! Oh no, dementia strikes again. I shouldn't joke about my dementia. My nana has very bad dementia, and yeah. No, I do know what I want. I do know what I want. Guys, I know what I want. This girl knows what she wants and she's gonna get it. Okay? What she wants is many boards so that she can make many sticks, so that she can make many ladders, so she can go and start her bismuth mine. Because I want bismuth for my lanterns. No, but it might snap the sails off the windmill, is what I'm saying, because the sails are going to pick up wind regardless, and if they cannot transfer that force onto an axle to make it rotate, then they're going to take the full brunt of that force. I got my version of the stick mod working, but then I was like, I should just install Lazy Warlocks anyway. So we have, stackable tool heads as well as being able to turn muddy gravel into limestone with a bucket of a bucket in water and and muddy gravel. Yeah, everyone's on lockdown. No going outside. Bad. You are allowed to go to the store for essentials, that's true. We're all in this together. Mark my words, somebody's gonna make that song. Nightcast isn't wrong. If people don't have their fruit, they will get scurvy. Oh, well, they don't have their vitamin C, they will have scurvy. It's very easy to survive on potatoes and porridge in a lockdown and then realize you have scurvy. Right, but you shouldn't wait until you have scurvy before going out for fruit. You should prevent yourself from getting scurvy first. Only you can keep yourself from getting scurvy. The forest fire bear has a new job. Diet advice. Also, hi bird. Yeah, I chose not to engage Nightcast. Puns of that level. But boy, now I'm thinking about mandarins. I've been cursed. You have cursed me. Chat. What is this? Salt? Alright. That was a disappointment. Let's go to the salt waypoint and I'll show you why it was a disappointment. Because normally in my experience so far, when you find salt, once you've actually found it, the nodes are pretty big. But this, I saw some in a wall and I marked it, and it was actually just like 3 there, 2 here, another couple over here somewhere. Lame, and that's why I only had 50 salt. Eating oranges is very appealing, especially if you're trying to avoid an emergency. Aren't you glad I'm here to give you that advice? Here's my ultra bismuth. It's a green pickaxe. Anyone see a green pickaxe? It's here somewhere. I'm gonna actually yeet this. There we go. Deleted. Why did I make it a green pickaxe on top of a green forest? Boomerangs for everyone. There it is. It was hiding all along. It's right there. You can be, yellow. Oh, that's pretty bad too, isn't it? You can be red. That'll stand you out. Well, like I have to climb this inverted cliff. I think I brought a whole lot of ladders. That being said, maybe it would be better if I just went, you know, like straight into the mountain. All the colors, all the time. Piggy? Where? Piggy, piggy, piggy. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Bunny? No piggy. Oh no. Oh, I am an absolute moron. I came on this adventure without bringing a prospecting pickaxe. Yeah, serious. Yeah, I understand. It's harrowing what I'm doing right now. You can actually turn on all block gravity in the configs, although I don't recommend it. You will make a server or your computer cry. that's only because Minecraft tries to make everything a power of something. Which 1,000 is a power of, but you know what I mean. Like a multiple of 8, sorry. Definitely not optimized. Well, it's more that the entire world starts to crumble, and there's a lot of processing required in an entire world crumbling. You know what I mean? We don't need these 3. Hey! 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 I can do this! Hey! There we go. No. Hey! Whee! Hey! Aho! We did it. So this quartz might be good because it might actually have some like silver and gold in it. Oh, keep my eye on that. But I need to go back for a prospectus pick. Otherwise, this is a stupid thing to do. How far does a support block protect a cave from cave-in though? It's like a 5x5 cube, isn't it? Oh, there's the piggies. Nine by 9, right. And on the block above and below. Yeah, so you can hold up a roof. Oh, food! Feed me. Elf. How's my character's nutrition? Very good. My character has excellent nutrition. I went the wrong way. Not perfect, but excellent. You know, vegetable's the lowest here, and I am eating stuff right now with vegetable in it, so I'm doing the right thing, Captain. Can't wait until fruit is more than just berries, though. Hey, Paradigm, how you doing? Aw, Nightcast, I'm sorry, that sucks. Night, Nightcast. Yeah, jungles actually have no food whatsoever in them. Apart from, like, occasionally, it seems even less so, but apart from occasional, like, pickable crops, wild crops, but even they seem to spawn way less in jungles than anywhere else. It's my theory that, because apparently a lot of the tropical areas aren't properly properly decorated yet because a lot of the like assets just aren't there. But I imagine further along in development there's going to be like fruit trees and stuff and jungles, you know, like date and whatnot. At this temperature, I tend to find carrots, rice, and rye. Yeah. So a lot of the assets in the game right now are obviously geared towards that starting temperate climate. Current temperature is 33. Which I don't know what that is relative to spawn. We can take a look actually. Let's take a look at what that is. Comparison to. Icon up. Back to spawn house. 5. So 5 times as hot. Yeah, because the village is all the way down here at 20,000 blocks. And by down I mean south. Because I know north gets colder. You start just seeing glacier and barrens after a while. Yeah, I don't know what that is, what its actual like unit is, but I'm hoping that's something like C. 30 degrees C though, it would be incredibly sticky. Like an uncomfortable summer New Zealand summer day. Which would make the well no, actually 30 would be good. 30 would be actually really good. 30 would be an excellent summer day in New Zealand. But 5 in a temperate region seems pretty crazy low, if that's Celsius. It's like freeze your tits off. Right, and back out we go. Yeah, you can keep them feral. When it gets to like 0 here in New Zealand, I'm like, no. Heater on, blankets on, everything on. I'm sure minus 40 you're like that too, but you know, you can probably bear it longer than I can. Hi Kiwi, how you doing? Atomic says hi too. Yeah, man, my flatmates, you know, bless their socks, because it is really, really hard for them at the moment. They're both not working, they both don't have an income while the lockdown is in effect, and they're not used to being able to just go out, and it sucks for them. They're like really bored and feel trapped. Meanwhile, I'm just like, this is an average day in the week for me, and that's why in 2020 I've promised to myself I'm gonna get out of the house more, and after this pandemic has passed, obviously, and try and be less of what do the Japanese call them? Kikomori? Hey, Kikomori. Thank you. Yeah, like, it's funny though, it's just like, I'm doing really, really well against my anxiety lately. Like, I've made huge strides against my anxiety in the last, like, 2019 and onward. But the problem is, as it got worse in, like, 2018, I also kind of acquired not only my general anxiety, but also social anxiety. So I started to, like, spend way more time inside, and it's just become normal. And I really want to nip that in the bud before it becomes, like, you know, terrifying to sit outside. So just, you know, more things to work on, and I guess these days I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, going out with people I know is definitely okay at the moment. And if I'm, like, warned days in advance, I can definitely go out and go to coffee or something with someone, because I just, like, psych myself up for it. It's less also about, like, being out there, it's more the act of leaving. Once I'm out and about, I feel fine. It's just up until the fact that I'm out and about, it can be pretty hard to actually psych myself up to get out. Probably gonna go all the way down to like 120 here, and then start looking. This is Vintage Story. It is a voxel survival game built with inspiration from Don't Starve and the mod Terraformacraft from Minecraft. But it's being built from the ground up in C#. Sorry, Simuse. It's very safe to dig down in this game. The worst is that's gonna happen is you're gonna get so unlucky. Like, you would have to, it's kind of like hitting the head of a pin with a dart. No, less lava, and falling down a vertical tube that has generated, cave tube that has generated by breaking through the roof. But that is very unlikely to happen and will be a hilarious moment when it does. Yes, shaft, that's the word I'm looking for, thank you. Hey, there we go. Shaft with lava under it, probably. Whereas in Minecraft, I wouldn't dig down for the life of me. You wouldn't make me. Soon enough, the pandemic will be bad enough that zombies will start spawning. Then there will be lots of bikes on the street and you'll be able to go out for a ride easy. I have worse luck running about around above ground than digging down bloody mile deep potholes. It's true. It would be way more likely that if you are not paying attention but running around that you will hit like a pit that will definitely kill you than it is dangerous to dig down. Made a mistake. No mistakes allowed. Get out of here, ladder. Sorry to hear that, Luther. But, you know, I'm not gonna say that you're wrong or bad. You can make whatever decision you like. So, this prospector's pick. It works by doing a 6x6 cube from the point where you dig. 6x6x6 cube, I should say. We go 1, 2, 3 because it's the middle of the cube. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it does actually have Linux support. Very true. 1, 2, 3. 2. Three. 1, 2, 3. Two, 3. 1, 2, 3. Three. 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This has not been a very lucky trip. No, this was a recent integration Simus. If you press F while holding a Pro Pick, you have two modes. Density, which is the one that you're used to, and then node search mode, which is the big old cube. And the cube size is determined by what the world is set to. It has to be turned on in the service configs at the moment because it's still experimental. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. I'm not actually familiar with that example, but if it is kind of like that, sure. 1, 2. Crazy that I actually haven't hit any bismuth yet. I mean, there's no guarantee there is going to be bismuth, even when it's like an ultra high spot, but that would be such an unlikely event. Yeah, ooh, bismuth. Okay, verified trace amounts. So it's hot and cold. Let me dig in a bit. Smack again. Verified small amounts. We are getting closer. Small amounts, no closer or further. Small amounts. Maybe it's above me. Maybe it's like a shelf above me. Small amounts. Trace amounts. So it's up, presumably. So what if we actually went back to the ladder? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trace amounts. 1, 2, 5, 6. Trace amounts. 4, 5, 6. I am using a iron pickaxe though, serious. 3, 4, 5, 6, which right at the moment is the best material in the game. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so between here and here, what is that? 186? 2. to 210. Like 190. So yeah, like here. Verified large amounts. correct, it does have quality. Trace amounts, so you're back somewhere. Probably under me. What do you mean, how am I above and below? You say large in both directions, so... It's, just digs into that tunnel. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Creeper. It's, medium. Large. So we meant to be going this way. I am in here holding a lantern, yeah. Here it is! I found it! I love the new prospecting mode, it's cool. It is poor, sure, but this is an ultra high area, so I very much doubt that this is the only node of bismuth in the area. No, it's not a mod. Recent updates, Lumine. Tyrone added a new mode to the prospecting pick. You have node search, which is what we were just doing, and density search, which is what you're used to. When 12.9, I think, is when the first version of it went in. Or it's still ore indeed. I'm very happy to see. You absolutely can use it, yeah. Go for it, dude. Grab your prospecting pick and press F. Oh, I'm in density mode. Medium amounts. Serious. I am absolutely certain Lumini is more than capable of figuring it out. It's just hot and cold. Yeah, it might actually involve entering a command to activate, because it might still be experimental Lumini. It's just I turned it on the server back when that was the instructions, which was 12.9. Any more? Trace amounts. Small amounts. There's a bit more in this direction. Somewhere, presumably. Don't know whether I should go this hard for poor bismuth though, so... Small amounts. What about down? What do you need though? You need a prospecting pickaxe. That's all. Oh, you mean the instruction? It's, listen, I don't know it off by heart. It's in the changelogs though. In one of them. So just go through the changelogs from the most recent one backwards. And it'll be in there somewhere. Oh, thank you, Atomic. I really appreciate that. How much did I actually get? 44 of 15 units per. Can't do that math in my head. What's 44 times 15? Guys. Arithmetic is so bad for me. That's 6.6 ingots, which is 3 plates. Not good enough. I require more. Here are mini drifters though. There must be a cave nearby. This way. Thanks anyway, Feral. I appreciate it. It's an abyss from the. Come on, tongue, you can do it. That's an abysmal amount of ore. Abysmal. You got it. Oh, what do I... Yeah, I'm just being fancy. All I want is, bismuth lantern. So I can have these, like, rainbowy green lanterns around my base. Because I think they're going to be really pretty. And if I can get my hands on some silver or gold, that'll be even better, because then I can line them. I don't want to find these drifters. Like above me this way. Let's actually see how good my hearing is. Aha! I was right. My sense of direction but via sonic is good. Yeah, you can place ingots in the world, yeah. Trace amounts not good enough, mate. Because I know that's probably just referring to what I had already found. What little remains there. No more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One. No more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Way too close to the surface. I very much doubt there will be. Because I don't recognize that as a Mine Colonies reference, I guess I'm not. Sorry. Huge amounts of quartz, yes, well that's obvious. Okay. I wonder. I do like how it prioritizes metal over quartz though. Because, of course, if I hit here, it would definitely detect this quartz, but it said bismuth, because it probably knows I'm not after the very obvious quartz. Good heuristics. Right, well, I say we keep going down. Go to like 80. No, it only listed one. It prioritizes only one. I'll let you know when it's over, same use. Found the following ore nodes. Bismuth, verified trace amounts. Found the following ore nodes. Oh, no, you're right. Okay. Huh. I didn't see that. Thank you. Absolutely correct. Nothing. Nothing. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Nothing. 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 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Nada. Nothing. 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ultra high my butt. I probably like just made this pilot hole in the worst possible spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it does use durability. Each time you break a block, it uses 2 durability on the prospectors. Right, 2. We're very close. Let's amuse ourselves here and go halfway. Yeah. Well, not even a complete circle either, because there's a line directly behind me where the ladder is, which I'm not hitting. There is one way that I could do this, actually. Or search further without digging a new hole. I'll show you in a second. Okay. Go to the bottom. Let's sit on the floor. Like this. Get a tiny bit more reach. 2, 3. One, two, three. I'm probably gonna skip every one. Maybe this is how you should just do it from the get-go anyway, to be honest. Because if the bismuth is going to be between you and where you test, then you're going to see it anyway, so... In this way, there is you reach further and there is less overlap between the cubes. If you probe the block that is sharing face that ladder, it will still scan behind the ladder. It will, yeah. But there, at this point, there's kind of no reason for me to scan behind the ladder because it'll only be picking up a direct line behind it. So if you imagine the invisible cubes here going left and right, it's going out 3 from my right now in this direction as a cube. So only like this line here would get any benefit from it. Hope that makes sense. I mean, if I wanted to be very thorough, yeah, I totally could, but I'm not. It turns out I can actually reach 4, so you should be doing that. Step 1. Doesn't that mean even just checking left and right enough instead of 3 sides? Probably creeper, but doing it the way that I'm doing it now, where I'm reaching out further, I think that leaves too much of a gap that you should search that way. Yeah, branch mining ain't a thing in this game for sure. Whoops, I went too far there. Because then that gap between the cubes is getting wider. So in which case, yes, it would be good to search behind me, but I already searched behind me in this particular shaft. I'm learning as I go here, by the way. I'm refining the technique because this is the first time I've personally done it. I know that Infern has done this a bunch though. I mean, this is a little bit mind-numbing when it just says no ore nearby over and over again, and you're specifically in an ultra-high density area. It's a little bit disheartening. But yes, branch mining is certainly more mind-numbing because you don't even concentrate with... There's nothing to concentrate on with branch mining. And once you actually do find something that pings, you're like, yes, now is my time. Oh, so the way that I did it before the secondary function is I would specifically... So I'd find an area with metal that I wanted, and then I would specifically target caves in that area. And I hope there was exposed metal in it. we'll once I've run the course of this pilot hole, we'll do some scouting with creative and see if we can spot any in the caves nearby. Just to kind of gauge on how the distribution is. Because this is really hard to explain without diagrams and charts, but you've got to imagine, like, I mean, this symbol here for density search mode kind of describes what we're looking at in the first place. Those circles, if you imagine those concentric circles, or concentric blobs in this case, kind of indicate the density of metal in the area. And the quality of metal in the area, and the quality of metal can also be kind of seen as the density. So if you have very poor, that has, let me change it actually, because this will give you a good idea of the readout. Smack this. Sample too far away from initial reading. Oh, sure. Okay, need 2 more samples. 1 more sample. That one. Nope. This one. Nope, not far enough away. This one. There we go. So ultra high bismuth, decent magnetite, and minuscule amounts of halite. And it says 2.3 absolute and decent 0.9. So those percentages are the likelihood of finding ultra-high bismuth in this chunk. So there's a 2.3% chance that you'd find ultra-high bismuth. But the thing is, all the preceding qualities are kind of, you could imagine it as exponentially higher in the chance that you'll find them. So high is probably going to be something like 10% chance. Decent is probably going to be like 20% chance. Poor is going to be 50, etc. Right? I hope that makes sense. And this is why I wanted to show you guys in NoClip, because it'll allow me to show you why there can be more than just the nodes that I found. We're going to fly around, and I'm going to keep an eye on the mini-map here as I fly around to make sure I'm not going too far from the ultra-high spot. Hopefully the cave will be nice and yep, there you go. Already. Another poor one. This is getting further and further away from that ultra high spot, so it's going to be a lower and lower chance of seeing bismuth in general. No, that's worms. This cave. Take a look at this cave since it's heading back towards the ultra high spot. See if nope, not in there. How about here? It's far away from it. Closer. Yeah, more bismuth. Rich in this case. So if I cheat in a pro pick, the chance of this rich bismuth being here is somewhere higher than 1.6%, because there is a 1.6% chance of very high bismuth spawning in this chunk. Oh, and here's a bunch of iron ore. Wow, where's this cave? Well, this is very much... Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so, Siamuse was just talking to me about, like, how there is... why aren't I checking the spots behind the ladder? And I should have been, because maybe I would have had an indication of this cave back here. But because I wasn't checking it, so in this case it would have been actually beneficial of me to do that. Yeah. Eat this prospectus pick out. I did not earn it. Technically I did not earn flying no clip up the ladder, but well, being that my memory is as it is, I may have a terrible memory for names, but I'm probably not going to be able to unsee that there's a cave right behind where I was digging. And I'm either going to have to just, like, choose to ignore it, or just accept that I know that it's there and get it. Get it? Are you sure? Okay. That's more forget it than don't. Okay, Siamuse. Let's go get it. Or XP hacks. I do need a hacks emote. I certainly need a hacks emote. Listen, I can just say that I discovered these things while educating my audience to better understand the techniques in finding ore in Vintage Story, because that is literally what I was doing. So it's a white lie. This is about Purdy Lanterns, it's true. Oh, serious, I forgot about the iron even though... Dang it. I mean, what? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, Benjamin. It's just that, I don't know. I'm very, very serious about the fact that I think people should be able to play a game however they want. However, that also includes people who want to restrict themselves. So I have a certain way that I want to, like, play a game where I'm like, okay, I want to play on hard, and I want it to be, like, you know, within these parameters. For example, I don't want to really keep using that windmill that I have there until I've actually set it up in a way where it's not using wind that doesn't exist inside a building. Yeah, there's even more bismuth and I haven't even hit the cave yet. Like on my left. Yep, there it is. Hey, dude. How you doing? And there's that stuff that we spotted. So, you know, there's plenty of bismuth in this area. It's just you have to dig around for it. Whoa! Guys! Oh my god! Do you see this bismuth over here? I'm so glad we finally found some. And it's rich too! Wow! 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 We did it, fam! More plant food. You're right, Feral. So much more plant food. Plaques for days. We're gonna make the biggest windmill. The sails are gonna be 32 by 32. What's that? The game doesn't handle 32 by 32 sails? We'll mod it, fam. We'll mod it in. 32 by 32 sails, I'm telling you. Gambesons for everyone. It's kind of true, Si. How big are windmill sails in real life? Can someone wiki that for me? I'd really love to know, actually. Serious? No, okay. 40 meters tall. Oh, the structure, okay. Yeah, I've seen the, you know, the windmills that look like a giant, elliptical metal. You know what I mean? They're like curved blades. They've got curved swords. Can you believe it? Curved swords. Is that the ones I'm thinking of? Damn, we have to look now. More wiki time. Windmills wiki. Oh my god. Windmills wiki. The wiki for windmills. Windmill? Will it be here? Will it be here? Or is it just going to show the Dutch ones? No, these ones. That's what I meant by curved. Right, okay. I actually can forget about that iron because I have an iron mine, and that iron mine is probably nowhere near dry yet. Yay, wireless headphones. I will. I will look up vertical windmill. Vertical windmill. Oh, I have seen these. Particularly this design. That's the one I've seen before. Thank you for the follow, La Finesse. But there's so many different kinds of designs. This one's pretty rad, although the image is tiny. Sorry. It's, where is it? Settings. Search settings. No. Tools. Size. Medium. There we go. That one's rad. And this one just looks like someone stuck a thick tread tire on a pole. I want only your most medium windmills. Image seller. There are so many designs. What is this one? How does that even work? How does that catch wind? How? How, Sway? Like, wouldn't the wind have to be going, like, an almost, like, follow my mouse here, almost this direction, in order to catch any wind on this thing to even start it turning? Don't know how that's efficient. But I suppose it's kind of like the wind version of when you're spinning like a roundabout for a kid and you're just using one hand to move the poles. So it's like it's slapping it on that particular angle as it comes past, which keeps it rotating. I don't understand airfoil. I know it's just a really smart word. Is this a windmill? Actually, yes. There needs to be an actually yes response meme to that. Ah, okay. Airfoil equals wing shaped. I'm gonna have so many bismuth lanterns, y'all. Like, I'm gonna do a final calculation here in a bit. It turns out that rich bismuth wasn't even the final boss. It was the medium we found along the way. Never gonna have indigestion again. Oh, good God, yeah. Poor, medium, medium, rich. So we have 660 there. Arithmetic with Rorax. Here we go. Fam, I'm doing it. 660. And then we have 33 plus 64 of 20. Calculator, 64 plus 33 times 20, 940. Then we have 33 of 25. Chaos on screen, I'm sorry. 33 times 25 is 825 plus 1940 plus 660. That's 34 ingots, so that is... What? Not times 2, you fool? Go back. Divided by 2. What? 3, 4, 2, 5 divided by 2. That's 17 bismuth lanterns. 17. I am so lantern rich right now. Time to open up a bismuth lantern shop. It's true. I'm probably gonna have too many lanterns. I'll be the new... Oh, serious. Oh, serious. So close to typing /ban, my friend. Rainbow colored, green. You know, it's got a bit of all the emotions in it. This is bismuth. This is a bismuth. Bit much, yeah. But it's a bit much. While we're here, and while this pickaxe has some durability, I'm gonna dig around for some silver or gold, cause why not? Cause why not, I ask you. And we're gonna need clear quartz anyway. Well, we could use normal quartz, but it takes a whole lot of doing to make use of it, so... Hey, Zareth. Imagine that, you spend your whole day mining and like throughout the day you've just got this beautiful red meat stew with potatoes and onion that you come back to all the time and you're just like, yum. This is what keeps me going, fam. Cornish pasties or bust. Yeah, they're pretty good. Don't think this is one of those metal bearing quartz veins. I think those are deeper. They were in fact designed for miners, weren't they? Because they were little packages of high protein food. Crusty handle. That That's so cool. Like, just as a concept, food designed for your job. I mean, for sailor's tack is kind of the same deal. It was designed to last a long time on a ship, but it's less awesome than a crusty handle. I'm lost in a quartz maze of my own design. Ah. Not entirely true, Benjamin. Dough and bread was seen of low station, which is why at like very extravagant feasts and stuff, the attendees would eat off plates of bread rather than plates of ceramics or anything else. And then that bread would be, that's where the term alms for the poor comes from. It's because the leftover bread plates were kind of seen as alms. Oh, okay, cool. So, I'll make sure, like, to show my gratitude to the bakers in the cafe by, throwing the bread handle on the floor. How much clear quartz have I gotten out of this? 32? Yeah, it's pretty good. Don't actually do that. It's true. And there's another good bread quote, which is, "Let them eat cake," which people attribute to Marie Antoinette, who did not say, "Let them eat cake." It was probably some other noble, and was not like, "Okay, great, let the peasants eat cake," since there's no bread to go around. It was actually more of an insult. Can't remember specifically why it was an insult, but it was an insult. Yeah, I heard about steak places in America doing that a whole bunch. Like, particularly, like, southern ones. Oh, thank you, Lumine. I'll try to remember that in the future. That boggles my mind. I would be so annoyed. Like, I have worked service jobs in the past, but I just could not bring myself to work in a place like that. That would just do my head in. I get that it's part of what you're meant to be doing in that establishment, but I just don't know whether I could let myself be okay with that. What's a Johnny Rock Cafe? Is that kind of... Oh. Yeah, I don't think I could handle that either. That being said, I don't think I would mind being accosted by a mariachi. So I wonder what it is that I'm like, English singing in particular would annoy the hell out of me. But I would be honoured if a mariachi just randomly turned up at my dining table in one of those restaurants and started playing. I would just be over the fucking moon, to be honest. That's such like a, I don't know, a like honourable experience, having people play for you. Okay, maybe not in my house, at an actual dining establishment. That's awesome, Lemonade. Well, I think so anyway. I think it's just because I like that music better, you know what I mean? Like, if I hear mariachi music, in general, I'm just like, my mood is immediately lifted. Ah, it was the obliviousness of it. Thank you. Thank you, Creeper. What, not everyone has feasts every day and cake? Gosh. That's clearly a lie. Everyone lives like me, surely. They just choose to be peasants. I don't know if he has interest in vintage stories specifically, I think is the problem. But yes, he does stream at a lot of the same times as me, which is pretty cool because it means I get to raid him now. We'll have to wait to make our green lanterns, folks. But it is that time. It is wrap-up time. I made it through the entire day with my neck giving me grief, so we know it's possible. I have to self-ban now. So, let's see who we can send you to, since I will be in the ban dimension. Back to Twitch, make sure it doesn't freaking autoplay. Creature is on, so that is an easy decision. Slash raid dark underscore. Oop, the dang it, I never remember what his. It's the underscore dark preacher, one word, right? Yeah. The underscore dark preacher. Hey, the emote's here. Awesome. That happened during the course of this session because at the beginning of the day it wasn't. Oh my god. Preacher. I was literally wrapping up and gonna raid you. I even have... I could literally screenshot right now the fact that I have slash raid the underscore dark preacher in my... The perfect timing. Right, let's, listen, I love you guys for raiding me. but we now need to find somewhere else. So, combined effort, Preacher, where do we send our folks to? Let's go raid Darkfan. Good idea. Raid Darkfan. Alright guys, love you lots. Thank you so much for coming along today, and I will see you tomorrow for Friendly Fire. Woo!